All right, what's happening? LAR movement still moving. This is entitled "Everybody Plays the Race Card." Um, I made a blog. I don't know how a couple of days ago maybe about Floyd Mayweather wasn't black. So what happened was I was just saying, it's funny how people make things about race when they don't have to, but they sitting there championing for it. So these people come up on there, whether they be whatever they are, and they want to talk shit. So I'm gonna address a few things. First, it's funny how I go on people's pages, I look at their videos, look at their time, look at the comment section. A lot of non-black people like to come to our black people's accounts and sites and start saying nigga this and nigga that and monkey this and tall baby and coon kind of shit. We're not going on and this is not just like a white thing. It's just us. Every race and nationality pulls this shit. And it's funny because I don't see us going to everybody else's pages with racial slurs. So people are really comfortable and thinking they could be disrespectful. And the thing about that's why I say everybody plays the race card. You see, everybody says when taking consideration affirmative action, are you playing the race card because black people couldn't get hired? Well, okay. So aren't you playing the race card when you want to hire people because they're black? Aren't you playing a race card when you find somebody who's less qualified and than somebody who's qualified and just happens to be black, and you say, I'm not gonna hire them. I'm gonna hire this kind of person because I don't want that kind of person around me. Isn't that playing a race card? Isn't it playing a race card when a guy wants to, a man or woman opens a business or starts a business for themselves, and all of a sudden they have trouble with their vendors or the bank or or people putting extra pressure on them, making sure they have to pay more than other people pay for the same products, so they have to make their prices go higher just to make a profit. Isn't that playing a race card? I mean, isn't it playing a race card when people talk about police brutality and racial profiling? I thought, hold up, isn't that playing a race card when a police will pull you over and say, I'm gonna let this one go, but that one, yes, I know that one has to be. Aren't the police playing a race card? I mean, when you watch television and the hero has to be look a certain way and the villain has to look a certain way. This guy has to be this and guy has to speak like that. Isn't that playing a race card? You see, and I'm gonna make it simple for you. Watch a movie, black guy, some has a stereotypical role. You say, why you gotta bring up the black guy? Because I'm black. Fine. What's the problem? White guy plays a stereotypical role. Why you bring up the white guy? Because he's white. Okay. Asian guys play stereotypical roles. Oh, didn't think that? Let's see. Can we go further? Yes, we can. Hispanic people play stereotypical roles. We want to break it up by nationalities? Italians play stereotypical roles. Jews play stereotypical roles. See, everybody has a stereotypical role that's placed on them. The difference is it's just standard procedure with everybody else when they say that's messed up. But it's the race card if somebody who looks like me says it. So, if you could play the race card in your country club, if you could play the race card in banking and business, if you could play the race card in who you will allow to come to your school, if you can play the race card in who you will hire and fire, if you can play the race card on who you will arrest and how much time you give them, because there is no standard, there is no uniform standard, though you may think there is. No. Then how come everybody else can play the race card? And then when somebody say, hey, that's racial. But if I say, hey, that's racial, you're just overreacting. And here's the beauty of what I'm saying about everybody playing a race card. The bottom line is everybody of other races doesn't want a black person to play the race card because they don't want to be in a black person's position when it comes to the race card. See, a lot of people of a lot of other races talk a lot of shit, start a lot of shit, do a lot of outlandish shit, do a lot of criminal shit, but shh, you're not supposed to be watching me. We are generally good people. We're not like those black people who, you've portrayed as savages. It's funny. See, my history comes from slavery, and that makes me a savage. White history comes from slave owners and traders and murderers and rapists and land grabbers and shooters of Indians for profit, but they're civilized. History don't lie. But the problem is, if I stand up for myself, it's got to be an issue. See, so when you come around, and any black man will tell you this, when you and black women are starting to get this more often too. See, a person will come by you, say something crazy to you, talk to you sideways, you know, try to push you around, and then you turn around and say, "Hey, I slapped the fucking taste out your mouth." And then they go, "Oh my God, he's threatening me, he's intimidating me. Somebody call the cops." I did nothing. When you do that and you play the victim, you're playing a race card. So if everybody can play the race card, don't get mad if I play it too. But the one thing I forgot that I was about to say was, I'm used to the worst end of the stick when it comes to the race card. Everybody else who's non-black, you better start to get used to it. Because you can't tell this, but I can see it coming. They're going to be doing it to your ass too. Don't you see why the government didn't say, we're not changing these gun laws just because some white kids died at Sandy Hook? That's for a fucking reason. They don't like you either. And I'm not trying to disrespect those little kids that died. I'm trying to tell the people who are so befuddled and surprised that, oh, I can't believe they don't want to save our kids. No, they don't. They want to kill your fucking kids. Just a thought.